Okay. Good morning, everyone. Well, since this retreat is very short comparatively, and then if you want to almost like go through several process of meditation, I would say exercise under the theme of, let's say, the loving kindness, compassion, and joys and equanimity. Certainly, the time is definitely it's not very sufficient. But anyway, that's the reason why this retreat that we have a little different emphasis that might be just mostly focused on practicing the individual rather than like the boundary and then all direction and so forth. Now today actually we can do some exercise of our practices on this joyous, or sometimes we translate as a sympathetic joy. To practice this sympathetic joy is actually for the individuals. It's also quite similar. I mean, in terms of the object of the meditation, is very similar to the loving kindness. Even the orders is very similar. Normally, it's to be suggested to start with practice with the people who is dearest to you, or maybe the person that you really doesn't hold any hostility towards, or somebody that you really admire. They would suggest in the two ways of practice. Certainly, one way is that, and that which I also find easier, is that you need to visualize the persons when the person on the pleasure or the happy mood. So you visualize the person the same way right in front of you, right in front of your face especially, and then but when the person is happy. Whatever normally, of course, the happiness can come from many ways, because people are in succeed stage also in happiness, or maybe because people are doing meditation, they feel the kind of calmness or happiness, or maybe people are having achievement or something, right? And then that's how you stay, just as if you do the compassion meditation, or just as like you are doing the loving kindness meditation. If you can stick to a person, at least, to begin with, for a long time, if you have that kind of patience to stick to it, or you could have the enjoyment by practicing it, you may stick to it longer. Of course, if you find that it's difficult to stick to a person, you need to shift a person, but that's fine. At least you try to somehow have to maintain to check whether your mind always stay with the joy is there. And then the joy is also not just a pure joy that you feel from that person while you're visualizing it. That's one way of practice. Sometimes it might occur to you that because you practice loving kindness already, or either it's because you practice a compassion meditation already, and that while you're doing the loving kindness, and then you just feel the profound joy within that, even though you have the persons right in front of you as your visualization object. So you could then kind of like transform that kind of understanding or the image, be the happy mood, so you could stay with the joy, okay? Or because some people, it might happen to them when they practice a compassion meditation towards that person, somehow there was a profound joy come within to you. But of course, that's how I believe that also, if you do so, the object of your visualization as a person who is in suffer, that's how you do your compassion meditation, but it will transform to a happy mood too. So, and that you could stay with a kind of joyous meditation. Now, I need to repeat again. In other words, if you start with practicing the joyous meditation, you could just simply visualize the person when they have achieving a better state, and then you just want to grasp the joy within you. Or you could just almost like you are contaminated or infused, or you get that kind of joy from that person. So that's why you stay with the joys again and again. Or because your strong power of your loving kindness meditation, or somehow even your strong power of compassion meditation, that while you're still doing this meditation, and then the object and even your mind transform into just a joyous, okay? And then certainly it's believed that then the image also will form will turn to the joyous image, like from a suffering state to the joyous state. And then you also could practice your joyous meditation by that way. Okay. All right, and certainly in order also, and I don't think it will be difficult in general that to practice the joyous meditation from the dearest person, that person who doesn't hold any hostility ideas, and then to certainly the less dearest, even to people might be neutral. But it might be a little difficult when you do a joyous meditation, to the less hostile person. Definitely may be much more challenging if you do joyous meditation to the persons that are under your category of the most hostile person. However, this is how we need to train our mind. One way is in order to learn the possibility that even though maybe that kind of person exists, at least under your under your perception. However, but you still can be able to be relieved this hatred within the hatred from your mind, doing the joyous meditation towards the most hostile person and the hostile person. And that is one way, not just about the liberation of the mind, that will help you to live much better. It's also, that's a way also strengthen your concentration or your samadhi too. And the other way of strengthening samadhi, of course, that is one way really helpful because when your mind is more purified, it's much easier for you to have a strong and grounded samadhi. And the other way is that you could still stick to the object for a long time, at least for the safe way that you could, consolidate your samadhi. But in any way, but it is still highly encouraged. You need to, if you have to get the time, you still have to see how far you can go, whether you still can meditate on the most hostile person. Okay. All right, I will keep the rest of the time for your own practice. And please remember, because this hall is built out of the wood, when you walk, it always makes some noise. And the weather is cold, I understand some people have a different clothes, including me. When you want to put on a cloth, it might be making a lot of noise. But still try to do it slowly and try to make less noise so that, let people have much more peaceful mind to practice. At the same time, when you hear a lot of noise going on, I know that during the Q&A, it could be one of the questions people might be sometimes asking too. So do remember, at least you just, either you do the loving kindness, may they be happy like that, or may they. So not to, or either you just knew that you hear the noise. But don't try not to be asking the trouble to yourself for your practice or even for your own good nature. All right, enjoy your practice. Yeah.